Welcome to day 2 of our summer mini retreat, focusing on the story from John's Gospel of the multiplication of the loaves and fishes. During World War II, Corrie ten Boom and her family were arrested for hiding Jews and sent to Nazi concentration camps. She's quoted in her writing as saying, "When a train goes through a tunnel and it gets dark, you don't throw away the ticket and jump off. You sit still and trust the engineer." She also added, "Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God." In the story of the multiplication of the loaves and fishes, thousands of people had seen Jesus' signs and were following him. I wanted to show you this beautiful image of the artist James Tisso's rendition of what the huge gathering of people in the story might have looked like. I imagine myself as Philip in the story, and Jesus asking me, where are we to buy bread to feed these people? Of course he asked Philip because he was from the area and he would know where to buy some supplies. But Philip panics. 6 months of his own wages would not buy enough bread to feed all of these people. How could he do it? Now, Philip had been following Jesus and had seen the same signs. Yet he doubted himself. He worried that he couldn't handle this huge responsibility. How many times do we feel overwhelmed, worried that we can't do something, worried that we don't have enough, or that we just aren't enough? Worry and anxiety are such a huge part of our humanity. We worry about all kinds of things that we think that we can't handle: financial insecurity, illness, loss. You fill in the blank. Sometimes we think if only we had more money or more resources, if only we were smarter or luckier. But in the story, Jesus takes what the disciples have, a couple of fish and a few loaves, meets them where they're at, and works with them. Amazing things can happen when we put our faith and trust in God and recognize that alone we can only go so far. With faith that God is with us, how much more can we do? How many of us have had experiences of multiplication in our lives? Think about it for a minute. Have you ever been asked to try something or do something that you thought you could never do, and then you did it? Maybe you even said a prayer beforehand. When we give ourselves to God, offer what we have, God can multiply it. In the story, Jesus instructs the apostles to have the people sit and feed them. The apostles, normal people like you and me, with all our insecurities, all our worries, all our doubts, all our limitations. Yet, these ordinary people are always part of the miracle. The thing is, we're not alone. We have God, and we have each other. Maybe when you thought that you couldn't accomplish something, someone appeared who helped you. Together, we can do amazing things. One of my favorite parts of Mass is the procession for communion. As I process forward, I recognize that each person coming to the table brings with them their own joys and sorrows, their worries and their concerns. We bring all that we have and all that we are to the table, and we are fed. Jesus takes us right where we are, nourishes us, and then sends us out to do the hard things that are sometimes required of us, sends us out to feed a hungry world, reminded that we're not alone. Jesus is with us to live in the complicated and sometimes very difficult world. Jesus is also with us to help us notice the grace all around us. A couple of years ago, I was driving home on a Sunday afternoon, and I saw a large outdoor party, lots of people eating and laughing and talking. Over to the side of the yard was a large group of children in a circle holding hands, going around and around. 2 of the girls in the circle had their long white dresses on and veils. They were celebrating First Communion, and you couldn't help but noticing how joyful, how carefree it all looked. And it made me think, maybe we should celebrate every time we receive Eucharist. It's a celebration of Jesus with us, always, and a reminder of incredible, incredible love, a reminder of hope in the world, and a reminder that each of us are part of that hope, part of the story. That is all that I have for today, but I wish you a very peaceful and happy day.